You again. I can't say I'm surprised. You and your ilk seem hell-bent on destroying everything our government has worked to achieve. There's nothing to stop me from killing you this time. Let's end this. You're in over your head, I'm afraid. But this is the path you choose for yourself. Tell your father I said hello.
Whoa. Watch your spacing! Keep firing! Anything else?
Well, that takes care of that. By now, the Pride should be mopping up whatever opposition is left outside. Let's get this room secured.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Dr. Lee, it's Sarah
Something's wrong
Lyons.
with the
I'm in the
purifier.
control room. We're
Please,
both here.
someone
What's going
answer.
on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fighting. Some of it looks accidental, some of it may have been sabotage. There's pressure building up in the holding tanks. It needs to be released now, or else the whole facility could explode. To release the pressure, you're going to have to turn the purifier on. Do you understand me? It has to be turned on now. If I'm reading this right, I'm afraid there are lethal levels of radiation inside the chamber. I'm sorry. I wish there was some other way, but there's just no time. It has to be done now, or the damage will be catastrophic.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. And whoever does it isn't coming back out. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws? You're going to have to be quick about it. If the radiation is bad enough, you won't have much time. I won't forget what you've done here. No one will. Thank you.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close. For the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes. And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Sadly, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer agreed. Humanity would be preserved, but only in its purest form. The waters of life flowed at last, but the virus contained within soon eradicated all those deemed unworthy of salvation. The capital wasteland, despite its progress, became a graveyard.
This right? I'm afraid there are lethal levels of radiation inside the chamber. I'm sorry. I wish there was some other way, but there's just no time. It has to be done now, or the damage will be catastrophic.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws? If that's how you want to do this, fine. But be quick about it.
This is a dire predicament. What shall we do? Of course! My immunity to radiation makes me a far better candidate for surviving in there. I would say that your destiny lies within that chamber, but you have already altered mine. The least I can do is return the favor, cycle the airlock, and we'll put an end to this.
If you're still there, the purifier needs to be activated now. You don't have much time left.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example, instead allowing a true hero to venture into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved.
If I'm reading this right, I'm afraid there are lethal levels of radiation inside the chamber. I'm sorry. I wish there was some other way, but there's just no time. It has to be done now, or the damage will be catastrophic.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. And whoever does it isn't coming back out. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws? So that's how it is? So much for chivalry. Fine, I'll do it. But I need the code. Okay, I got it. I guess if this doesn't work, we're screwed anyway, right? Good luck? That's it? Fine, thanks. Now, let's get this over with.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example, instead allowing a true hero to venture into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity and sacrifice her own life greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved.
Surprised to see me? Well, we both have the pride to thank for that. Without them, we'd both be dead. But enough about me. You've done one hell of an outstanding job out here, soldier. A hell of a job. Now it's time to do my job, and to get your ass onto this vertibird before it goes up like a nuke. Quickly, just get on board before those missiles level this place.
Set this bird down near the control tower so we can watch the fireworks. Should be a hell of a show.
Come on, soldier. Move like you've got a purpose and get aboard.
Strap yourself in. We're headed back to the Citadel. Elder Lyons wants to speak to you when we touch down. Don't worry about the remainder of the Enclave forces. We'll mop up the rest.
When I first met you some time ago, I was leery of your motivations, and even more concerned with your methods. At the battle for Project Purity, you proved yourself, and any doubt that I had about you dissipated on that day. Now, with the Enclave in ruins, and with you to thank for it, I'm almost at a complete loss for words. I feel proud to call you one of our own, and I promise that what you've done here today will be recorded by our scribes as an historic moment. On behalf of the Brotherhood of Steel, and on behalf of the free people of this wasteland, I thank you.
Surprised to see me? Still got that annoying sense of humor, huh? Doesn't matter. You've done one hell of an outstanding job out here, soldier. Now it's my turn. It's my pleasure to order your ass onto the vertibird before this whole place gets blown to hell. Get the lead out, soldier! This place is about to get flattened! Come on, soldier. Move like you've got a purpose.
Citadel Control, this is Bride 1. Citadel Control, come in. What the hell's wrong with the equipment on this flying junk pile? Let me try this. Citadel Control, come in. This is Bride 1. Citadel Control, where the heck are you? There must be a malfunction or some trouble over there. We're going to head right over and see what's going on. Hang on. What the hell? The whole place, it's gone. It was you. You did this. You goddamn murderer. You've killed them all. Kill this traitor. Kill him.
You?
Opening fire.
That'll do, soldier. Stand down. You've got an attitude problem, soldier, and this simulation is going to recommend a swift kick in the ass to correct it. Since you've completed the training, it's time to report to your commanding officer for your debriefing. Dismissed!
Good job making it through that simulation. All you have to do now is open the armory. And as agreed, you get your share. Feel free to take whatever you want. If our records are right, there's plenty for all of us.
Keep your distance, Mutt. No knowing what you've got breeding on you.
All right, McGraw. This has gone on long enough.
Damn it, Sibley, now's not the time.
No, sir. Now is the time. There's no way in hell I'm letting this local walk out with anything.
I've made it quite clear that it's not your call. A deal's a deal.
Sorry, sir, but it is my call now. I'm not taking orders from you anymore.
Treason, Sibley. Really? You're not gonna get away with this.
No, you're not going to get away with giving up the tech we risked our asses for.
Burn in hell, traitor.
I'll see you there.
Suppress! Suppress! You saved us. Sibley would have had the upper hand if you hadn't been here. We'll be here for a while cataloging all the tech. If you need anything, you come see us. You may not be one of us, but you're the next best thing.
Brothers, fight!
Nice work, pal. When I saw those lights go down, I swear I heard the Trogs laughing. I think I speak for all of the ex-slaves here when I say, good riddance to those bastards. May they rot in a glowing grave. Yeah, everybody's happy. Medea says she'll take care of the kid when she's not too busy with everything else. Don't worry about it. We cut a few corners on researching the brat, so we've already got something good to keep down the rads. It's on the house. But the real wealth of the city is in that steel mill. You'll have access to the ammo press in there, so go nuts. You earned it, kid. It's not that easy. This is still our home, and there's still lots of work to be done. Killing Asher is just the first step. But if you want, you could keep collecting steel from the steel yard. Most folks can't handle it, and the foreman would see you get a reward. And if you really care, Medea said she's looking for toys for the brat. I guess if you find anything, you could bring them to her. But don't you worry about it all. I'll be here to take care of getting the city back into shape. You just bask in the glory, huh?
We're all indebted to you for setting us free from those bastards. You just don't know what a difference you've made. Now the rest is up to us. And I have to admit, it's pretty daunting. At least Werner's taking care of organizing the city, so I can work on the cure. She's a handful is what she is. I mean, I'm glad she's healthy and I take care of her like she's my own, but it's a full-time job. And I hardly have any time to work on finding a cure from her. People help out here and there, but she's just such a handful. That sure would help me out. Happier Maria's, the more likely I can get a full night's sleep for once in my life. She seems to really enjoy teddy bears. Creepy little things, but I guess she doesn't know any better. Bring as many as you can, and you'll get paid plenty for it. I promise.
I knew I could trust you, and I wasn't disappointed. Werner's been stopped. The workers are returning to their rightful place. The Pitt has a bright future ahead of it, and so do you. Now that Marie's back, we have a chance at curing the disease that's been ravaging the Pitt since the bombs. Without it killing our kids, we can grow like a real city. No more bringing in slaves. No more forced labor. Things can get better. It's taken me a lot of work to rebuild this city. With your help, it's finally going to have a chance. Right now, nothing. Until we can reproduce a treatment from Marie, they'll have to keep working. Otherwise, this city falls apart. But once we do have a cure, things will be different. We won't need to kidnap people for our city. We'll be able to grow naturally. Until then, this is the way it has to be. It's just what has to be done. You've kept the city in one piece and put a stop to Werner's plans. Yeah, I guess you've earned one. As a full citizen of the Pitt, you'll have full access to the ammo press in the mill. It's how I keep my soldiers well armed. So make good use of it. And I think Sandra's made some progress with the cure. So here's a little something to help with radiation. Sure, if that's what you want. I'm sure Harris will keep pouring drinks down your throat as long as you can afford them. Or you can help out at the mill by collecting metal from the steel yard. I'm sure the foreman would be glad to repay you for your work. And if you want to get on Sandra's good side, you can always bring her toys for Marie. It's a little thing, but it'd make a difference. This thing? It's a relic from my time with the Brotherhood of Steel decades ago. It's been through so much that they'd hardly recognize it as one of theirs. A little like me, come to think of it. Not in the slightest. During the Scourge, we looted the Pitt and left the rest of it to rot. I was just a dumb convert who got stuck here afterwards. See, beneath it all, the Brotherhood's just lazy. It's easier to loot a dying city than to work to bring it back to life. So that's what they did. They're so obsessed with the technology of the past, they don't care what needs to be done for today and tomorrow. It takes real hard work to rebuild and run a city. But there isn't a machine to do it for them, so the Brotherhood isn't interested. Good riddance. My little Marie is the very picture of health. And eventually, she'll make it possible for a new generation of healthy babies in the Pitt. You know, I always wanted to make the Pitt a strong city. But that was because I wanted to make my mark on the world. But when Marie was born, that changed. Now she's my reason to make the Pitt succeed. Because she's depending on it. It's just something a parent has to do for their child. You understand?
What? My little angel is just the healthiest baby in the world. She just couldn't be doing better.
Wish I could say the same about the research for a cure, but that can't be rushed now, can it? Honestly, it'd help us all if she got some new toys to play with. The happier she is, the easier it is for me to do research. Come back again soon. Marie and I will be waiting.
Shit, where did that come from?
Wow, this looks just like the bridge on Captain Cosmos. Soma, go stand over there. Mr. Elliot, you're there. Olsen, you can be Jangles the Moon Monkey. And I get to aim the Death Ray.
I ain't no goddamn space monkey.
I've got a lock on their ship. Fire when ready.
Damn it, their shields are back up at max.
Never thought I'd get to do something like this.
Shit, they hit the core and sapped out power. Look around for some buttons or something to restart the generators. That looks like it's working. Keep up whatever you're doing. I got something special for you.
I'll blast you in half! Damn it!
A little busy here, darling.
What did you hear, Sally?
Welcome aboard. I don't even want to...
Yeah, we won! I knew we could do it! I knew we could beat them! You're even better than Captain Cosmos! I know. And you're very welcome. I think I'm gonna stay here for a while. I don't think I like it much down there anymore. And there's still a bunch of the ship I haven't seen. I'll tell you what, if I find anything really neat, I'll bring it to you. Okay? I'll keep an eye on the ship for you.
I know what it's like down there. We did it! We really did it! Oh man, I can't believe it. I never thought we'd make it. You're the best, the absolute best. I'd be dead without you, or worse. Thank you so much. I don't know. I don't really have a place down there anymore, do I? Doesn't sound like it'd suit me very well. Think I'll stick around here for a while. See if I can't figure out some of this technology. Boy, I sure hope not. But at least we know what to do with them, right? We'll be here if you need us. Hey, I thought you should know, someone must have hit a button during the fight just now. If I understood the display correctly, I think we sort of launched a homing beacon of some kind down to the surface. Landed just outside D.C. I wouldn't mention it, except that I think... Like I said, I'm not sure. I think it's a way to get back to Earth. Seems like there's a teleporter in the captain's quarters. I mean, I guess they're your quarters now. So I guess you can go home if you want. But don't worry, I'll stick around up here and keep an eye on things.
So, it's done. I'm not much for talking, so I'll get to it. I owe you. Without you, I'd be dead, or worse. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna see if I can find a way off this thing.
I hear there's a way off this boat. I'll let you go first, just to make sure it works.
Oh, it's the samurai. We should let him in.
Fine, let the Chinaman in. Could use his arm in here if it gets rough.
Actually, I think it's
As you say. Kindly invite the Oriental gentleman.
Stop trying to hide from me. I miss you.
Come on, he's not far.
Come over here, girl. Let's talk.
At last. There you are, you slippery bastard. At last. Let's end this, here and now.
Ah, yes, Mr. Lockhart. At last we meet face to jar. But I'm afraid at the end of this, it is you who will meet his end.
No, Calvert. I brought someone with me. Someone very special. This stranger tricked you into letting me find where you were hiding.
Yes, Desmond. But whose side is she on? Do you know? Can you be sure? You always were so bad at choosing your allies.
Well, we shall see, shan't we? Destroy him.
No, destroy him!
Oh, here we fucking go again. You disembodied, pathetic cerebellum.
How dare you violate my inner sanctum? I demand that you exterminate Desmond at once! He is my enemy, and you will be rewarded! One beyond your imagination, beyond reckoning, the most amazing gift a living creature can be granted! Then you shall die along with him! Your...
All hostile. Right. Target identified. 184 hostile station area. Multiple failures.
Takes care of that. I'll have none of your posturing. You disgusting, greasy, uncraniumed bastard.
So vulgar, Mr. Lockhart. After all this time, you still haven't learned to expand your vocabulary, fool.
Well, I certainly can do one thing that you can't. I can fucking well walk.
And you make me laugh. So proud, so foolish, yet you are all talk. Attack me if you wish to be done with this.
I'll have none of your posturing. You did not accept that.
So vulgar, Mr. Lockhart.
Well, at last, the world is rid of that sniveling, disgusting, arrogant brain. Think of it. Everything he learned, everything he had, it's all here, and it's all mine. Mine. Moron, you cannot possibly comprehend what this is worth. I've been battling with Calvert for over 200 years, and now at last I am the victor. And now, 200 years of technology, knowledge, and research that he stole from me. Every time he beat me, it doesn't matter now. You're free to take whatever you find in this disgusting place. What I came for is of no interest to you. Enjoy your spoils. I don't think our paths will ever cross again, and I think we can both thank Christ and say hallelujah for that. You bastard! Betray me, you fuck! You think you can betray me? You have one chance, exactly one chance to fucking redeem yourself in my eyes. We are going to go in there, and we are going to end this once and for fucking all. And you will help, or you will be my enemy. And you do not want to be my enemy. After 250 years, you think I'll go down to you? Try it. Stand still.
Hello, ma'am.
At long last, Desmond is dead, and you, my friend, I have you to finally thank for it. Well, for you, I have a very special gift. Yes! Betrayal? No. Betrayal is for lesser men. Your use to me has simply expired. And now, I will dispose of you. I certainly hope you enjoy your final moments. Robots, to me!